You've reached call in Mockery.
Welcome, my son, to your very first podcast. I want to ask you a simple question.
Wait a second. I was looking at my phone and then all of a sudden we're action and there's this singing. And it was a heavenly sound.
Start? Okay. All
All right. Hey, what's up?
Hey. I think we should just crack into... Now, look, listen, I've heard from some viewers and listeners that the liquid death portion of the... Ooh, I shouldn't have said that already, but it's true. We for the first time ever, we got Liquid Death as a sponsor, and we're gonna talk about that in a second.
You know what's kismet about that? Huh? I was on a set this weekend. Oh. Sorry. I promised I wouldn't do this, but I was on a set this weekend, and a Liquid Death ad came up on the TV, and someone said, "Hey, Joe, you should try to get them as a sponsor for your show." And I said, "Hey, when pigs fly out of my little ass, you know." But here we are.
And by the way, bend over. Holy buckets! Because guess what? Buckets of Liquid Death is here. But no, someone was saying, I fast forward. You talk about Liquid Death, I fast forward.
That happened. Mm-hmm. So they're missing this right now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're like, I'm waiting for them to get to it.
So I said, I promise the next one, we won't talk about it as long.
So I'm a simple man. I see, curly Q pigtails. I hit like, or, actual pigtails. I'm not talking about like pigtails on a person.
Pigtails. And by the way, bend over.
And they're a simple person. They hear Liquid Death, they hit skip.
That's right. So I said, we'll keep it short this year, meaning this week. Mm-hmm. My comedic sort of gut tells me make the whole episode about it. Mm-hmm. But I got some other stuff I want to get to. So Liquid Death, that
sounds like when you ask Steve Martin who he loves to do comedy with. He says, "Hey, I got to keep it short."
I've got Unparleavable.
I'll go quick because you mentioned something about buckets of Liquid Death, and I thought of like, maybe a bucket of blood flavor, something like that, or it's cherry. But I have, this one says Convicted Melon.
I wonder what flavor that will be.
That's really good. This is good because I'm on a diet right now.
Yeah.
Which is just watermelon and cheese. So this is good because it doesn't it doesn't make me want for something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
You start to taste like, blueberry crap. What's like a scary thing?
Crap.
Yeah. I guess blueberry crap would be scary to drink. So if it was like blueberry crap, it would make me think of blueberry. I haven't had a blueberry for a couple weeks because I'm on this all watermelon and cheese diet.
Yeah.
But if I'm just tasting the watermelon, I'm not wanting for anything else. And now honeydew is also a melon.
Hey, that sounds like a list I get from the woman with whom I live. But wait, you can't have honeydew?
It's not watermelon.
Yeah. There's a little more girth to a honeydew, isn't there?
Oh, and by the way, bend over. Right, or whatever. You like cantaloupe? I don't.
That reminds me of two religious people in high school that they wanted to get married, but they didn't know, they were too young, they didn't want to. They couldn't yet.
Yeah.
And their dad told them, you cantaloupe. They wanted to do it in Vegas, but...
When I heard that, the first time I heard that, I showed them this picture of this really big animal at the zoo in the water. And I said, "Oh, the huge manatee." I just couldn't believe it.
I thought you were going to... I thought you showed them a photo of the antelope.
This is the worst episode of the show. Goodbye.
So you're on the diet. Hey, I was talking about Ozempic. You guys hearing about the Ozempic, that it's the special is it diabetes? Initially it's made for, but actually it's to make celebrities skinny now. But now you can get it from your Hers or your Hims or your Keeps or your Beeps or your these.
Somehow it has quickly gotten to the point of you just send them a picture of you and say, I am fat.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah.
Or even if you're not, they're like, well, we're getting paid.
Right,
so they have their doctor, quote unquote.
It's like, yes.
We'll show this picture to the Hims doctor. This guy is getting 100,000 photos a day.
Yeah. He's just
clicking through yes.
Balding, thinning, balding, fat.
What
bald,
is he getting?
bald,
Probably a dime for
depressed. Yeah, you look like depressed.
Guy
look kind of sad. Give him 20 cc's of Lexapro stat, man.
Come on now, put that in his little Hims thing. We'll send it to you in a box as discreet as can be.
It's discreet.
Well, I know. So if a box shows up at any of my neighbor's house and doesn't tell what is in there, I know it's something freaky. It's either Adam and Eve product, or you're getting that Lexi or that the one for being chubby. Or you can get it in a shot now. I saw it on a billboard.
I think it is a shot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought it was a pill.
I don't think so. No.
It's a shot. Okay.
I think you shoot it right in the problem area.
There was a billboard with it of someone that was, let's call them, they're kind of like Leon in the Airplane movie where he's getting larger. And they're just shoving it right into their side.
Sure. But
I'm thinking about it.
Well,
I'm thinking about it.
The Ozempic, and people are like, well, if you stop taking it, then you get fat again. But it's not like dieting and exercise. Once you stop, you stay skinny.
Right. It's
the same thing. It's just a cheat. It's a cheat code. And people don't like when you have a leg up on the competition. The problem is, though, we're going to find out that there's some terrible risk.
I just don't think it's been out there long enough. You don't know the long-term effects. And I hate to sound like Mr. Scare Tactics, which you shouldn't be scared. You're on Scare Tactics.
Yeah.
Or wait, is it you should? Do you think there's ever been like a nasty person they go, are you scared? Well, you should be because you're not on Scare Tactics. And you're kind of like, what? And then they kill you.
Do I think there's ever been someone like that?
Yeah.
No. No, I don't.
Okay. That's what I was asking. I wanted an honest answer, and you gave an honest response.
That's what we do here at Colin Mockery. And
not honest.
Go ahead and smash those divots.
So
the divots.
But wouldn't you be more scared if it was like, oh, you take it, but then you never can get fat again? Because how does the drug know when to stop making you skinny?
Right. Yeah.
Like you shouldn't just be able to never gain weight again.
Yeah. Like, I stopped because I wanted to crave cheeseburgers again. Mm-hmm. But I can't. I still can't. It's forever now. No, of course. Yeah. If you stop doing the thing that's helping you, you will stop being helped. It's just, but people have these sort of things of like, yes, the fear of big pharma or whatever, which I understand. We don't like big pharma, but also you have to realize that without big pharma, everyone's dead by 32. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a reason we are alive too long now, and it's because of pharma.
What would you rather? And they're like, well, it made them sick, and they're 89 and they got sick. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, they should have been sick at a long time ago.
Yeah.
And big pharma, I mean, to me, frankly, that just sounds like an Italian farm.
Oh,
a big farm. So, I'm waiting. I was listening to an interview with David Krumholtz.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Hawk Tuah girl, because she was on Bill Maher.
So, you heard that from Dirty Films.
Here's the thing with Hawk Tuah, and then we can talk about David Krumholtz. Hawk Tuah girl.
Yeah, which has more lasting power in our community? Krumholtz? This is another. I want your honest opinion.
Krumholtz.
Okay.
But
no, because if you are watching the video, Landon has one of the Hawk Tuah 2024 shirts on.
Well, I think it's a funny little play on
He got the one before she got the rights to it.
Yeah, I paid someone on Etsy.
Yeah.
So she gets none of my money.
Nor should
Darn. But so the Hawk Tuah girl is famous because she was interviewed in the street and she was drunk and she said Hawk Tuah spit on that thing.
Dude, this was 3
A long time
months
ago.
ago.
I know. But so now she didn't have an internet presence, right? So now she's going on all these little podcasts and shows and they're like, I can't believe you said that. And she's like, I know. And Bill Maher's like, you should really talk about sex. And she's like, okay. That's his big thing. He's like, you should have a podcast about sex. And she's
so
like,
enlightened.
because kids don't know about it. And you obviously do, right? Because you said of the thing of Hawk Tuah. She's like, okay. Everyone's stupid. But
I cannot listen to him.
here's my
You keep trying to give me your subscription.
here's the biggest thing that's wrong with Hawk Tuah.
Uh-huh.
We call her Hawk Tuah girl. But she says, and it goes back to Bugs Bunny cartoons. She says, and Mel Blanc said when he's running around a studio talking to all the different mics or all the voices for Looney Tunes, she says, Hawk Tuah. Hawk Tuah. Spit on that thing. That's
Well,
what she says. Even in the thing.
I can't wait to clip that.
She says, Hawk Tuah. Spit on that thing.
Tuah.
Why do we call her Hawk Tuah?
I think, well, for me, Hawk Tuah is funny if you're going to reference it. But I think it's mainly because people didn't watch the vid. It was a lot of people hearing about it after the fact and seeing it written out.
Yeah.
And but to your point, that's not anything anyone says. If someone goes, Hawk Tuah,
Yeah.
it never comes out as Hawk Tuah.
It's always Hawk Tuah.
I think it's just people that didn't watch the video, you know?
But then if I was her, I'd be like, hey, I didn't say Hawk Tuah. I said Hawk Tuah.
Yeah, there should be a little more outrage on her part.
She should be upset.
Yeah, Krumholtz is on the Ozempic.
Is he?
Yep. The interviewer asked him, he was like, so you were pretty fat before. And I couldn't believe someone asked him. And he goes, yeah. And he's like, so what's your secret? And he's like, I'm not going to lie. It's Ozempic.
Yeah.
And he's like, I had my thyroid taken out and I gained weight faster than anyone could ever imagine. And he's like, so what? And he's like, so what was it? Like, did your wife feel like, like, did she say anything about it? He was like, oh yeah, she wasn't attracted to me.
Jesus.
And I was like, wow, this is what I want out of podcasts.
Well, and it's
Unfiltered Krumholtz.
is that the podcast?
We should make sure
That's
it's like it's like a cigarette box.
Yeah.
And it says Krumholtz Unfiltered.
You should do that. Check our store.
Yeah.
That might be up.
That might be.
by tomorrow. That would be pretty good though.
Actually, now you got me thinking. And then maybe in the
Surgeon General's
General's warning, it says Hawk Tuah. There's something about it in there.
Yeah, Hawk Tuah is actually Hawk
Hawk
Tuah.
Tuah. Yeah.
That's all it's yeah.
Hawk Tuah, soldier.
But I think that's good because all of these celebrities are taking it and influencers,
And lying.
and they take it and then they say, no, I'm just dieting now. You're like, so a miracle fat cure came out and suddenly the famous fat person is not fat anymore.
Nice.
And you just started working out.
I mean, imagine.
And no fat shaming here.
But it just there's a universe out there. There's a timeline where we're just seeing like skinny Chris Farley. Isn't that amazing?
God.
To be in that universe. I'm gonna have to make an AI of that just to see.
You know
when people do that?
Put
where
that
they're
on the
like,
back of the Krumholtz shirt.
It'll be Krumholtz Unfiltered. The Surgeon General's warning is Hawk Tuah is Hawk Tuah. And then the back is a picture of skinny Chris Farley if he was alive now.
Which is just Kevin Farley. His brother.
It's like the Kurt Cobain if he was still alive. It's like Kurt Cobain and he's got gray hair and people are like, wow, AI, the things it can do.
Things it can do.
Added some wrinkles to him.
And if he were here, he would certainly be so upset with the way things are.
So I think we keep an eye on Krumholtz because he's kind of ground zero for if something goes wrong.
Okay.
He said he's on it.
Okay.
So we know
He's honest. He'll be
if he starts
honest.
kind of gaining weight in different ways, sort of like the Nutty Professor when he didn't take his serum in time. And so like his stomach kind of goes out and then his head kind of gets bigger. He's sort of flubberizing,
Yes, that is a perfect way
I hope
to describe it.
hope. I mean, I don't hope this happens to people.
No.
But I hope if it does, there's sort of, you can trace, you think of like who first said that's gas, that's Flamo. Mm-hmm. They can trace their flubberizing back to this show.
I think so. I think you just humble bragged yourself, sir.
Oh my goodness. I should get the X at Flubberize. So when people start posting the photos of celebrities that are flubberizing,
yeah, you should.
They know who to go to. I get the blue check mark, Mr. Musk. Mr. Musk, I say, I will give you $5 a month.
He will give you like $100 a month if you say like, rate these 5 women athletes based on sexiness.
And we still like him because he
engagement.
Yeah,
and you get $100 back.
I should get on there. I do need some money.
Well, do you? So that was all Krumholtz.
That was all Krumholtz. I mean,
so Krumholtz corner,
100%.
We love it. We did it. What else did you do?
Well, you're speaking about hamburgers.
Sure, I was.
You said, in fact, if you were to get off Ozempic, the reason why is because you'd want to crave the hamburgers. I was talking with some friends this weekend. We were having a little
this is crazy
get together. This is a different group of friends.
Oh, okay. So
this is another group of friends you weren't invited to.
All right.
And what happens was they were talking about how they work at a restaurant and they said we have one-star Google review. And let me just read this to you, okay? Let me find this.
Please.
I just need to pull this up. If you want to do one of your classic, maybe boots the house down, sort of do okay, you're gonna read something. This is awesome. That's you. Okay, this is awesome. Here we go.
Okay.
Wait, actually, is it? How do I work this website? Anyone know how to work? I'm looking at photos, but what I really want is just the guy's profile. Okay. Now I have to scroll down. I can press and hold to react. I need to go see all the reviews. I'm going down. I'm not going to name the place just because I want to keep. Okay, 1 star. This is Chuck Stalgado. I just named the guy.
Okay.
3 months ago, dine-in, dinner, $30 to $50 for a meal. So a little upscale, right? 1 star. I had high expectations going into this place, but wow, was I disappointed. The food was barely edible. Was it supposed to be that color? And the staff, or he said he was staff, kept asking me recommendations on where to find cheap labor for his patio deck and wanted to talk politics with me. Kept saying I must be liberal because of me ordering my steak well done. The food was weird. I loved the vibe of this place.
What?
Food 2, service 3, atmosphere 5, recommended dishes, hummus plate. Final rating 1 star. Here is the here's the picture of the food that he posted. So that's AI.
Yeah. That's fake.
So they said it's a picture of maybe some steak with something that resembles some sort of alien Brussels sprout.
Yeah.
With just some gray stuff. It looks disgusting. Looks absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
So you go to this guy's page and
oh my God.
He is reviewing
it's all AI.
Dozens of places that are AI. Boeing. Here's a picture of him flying on Boeing, but everything is duct taped together. Here is a pizza place. I mean, just browsing through them is like a fever dream. This one is the Hallmark gift shop, 1 star. He's holding up cards that say, sorry for your loss, but I'm glad it happened. Congrats on your pregnancy if it was on purpose. But they're all fake.
Not bad ideas for cards.
They're not bad ideas. They weren't actually that bad. This one's from McDonald's. It's a hamburger. That's what it reminded me of. And then the hand holding it is just covered in brown
dirt burger scuzz.
Now, they said they reached out to Google and said, hey, this is clearly fake. Like, this photo's AI. Could you please maybe take this rating down? This 1-star rating.
1 star. Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. I can't tell if the writing is AI.
That's what it seems like, a troll that's using AI images. Like
they're writing it.
Yeah, because it doesn't really reek of AI writing.
And that one was a local place, but a lot of the places they go to a lot of the places they rate are like chains. So I don't care that much. Like, this one is from, what is this one from? Oh my goodness. I'm so embarrassed right now.
Should be.
Giordano's. It's a Chicago place, right?
Wait,
so here's a picture of, look at that cheese ball, of course. So that's the pizza, and it says, we got the Schmeat Lovers Pizza. I've never had so much meat in my mouth before. My throat was sore after how much of that meat pizza I ate.
Yeah.
But every bit I slurped down was worth it. My only critique was it was a bit salty in my mouth. I'd highly recommend getting pizza here. So, and it's weird because it's not even a bad rating. You're just saying, I got the Schmeat Lovers Pizza.
Yeah, what do you give? 4 stars?
Doing some kind of Hawk Tuah sort of jokes.
Yeah.
And 4 stars, so not bad.
So not bad at all.
I just don't get why they're doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a person, it's probably like a 12-year-old.
And they found out that they could do some pretty good. And some of them are 5-star. Like, they're clearly fake photos.
Yeah.
Like, Portillo's just in a really messy house. 5 stars, what a meal, and that customer service. It was pouring rain, and gentlemen took my order. And it's like then a picture of a fake picture of a guy standing in the rain taking their order. Why?
I think it's a bored person. That's what's scary about today's society.
And they're kind of like so tasty it deserved a perfect photo in my kitchen. I know it's a little dirty. I know I need to vacuum. I don't need to be reminded.
You know what? I kind of like this guy.
They're doing it simply for themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, and for us now.
And I also know that if I'm looking at reviews, the 1 star is always they're in the wrong.
Of course.
I've never got it's never this has happened to me 18 times. It's always a crazy person.
No, it's like it's their fault.
It's their fault. The customer is never right.
If it's that bad of a review, they were in the wrong, and they just don't know that they're a huge A.
Right.
They're the A.
Or there would be more 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
If it's like the 1 out of 15, 20, 100. They're in the wrong.
That's crazy.
So you should look at that. You say, that's AI. Just weird. But I do like that they do that.
It's kind of funny after I see a little bit more of it.
I like that they do it to the McDonald's and stuff. I guess I can see how
the local thing.
Because a lot of people are dumb and they don't know AI when they see it. They could go, wow, that's gross. I'm never going to eat there.
Well, and the 1 star, it takes away from your average.
Mm-hmm.
So then it bumps it down way down.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
a 5-star could become a 3.5 like that.
Yeah.
In a New York minute.
Huh? So I get that, especially, but the other ones are like 5 stars, but the image is funny and the review is funny.
Yeah.
But that one, it seems like maybe they had something against the establishment. Maybe. I don't know. But that's too bad. I'm sorry for your friends who work at a restaurant.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh.
But it is clearly fake, and I just think it's funny. I mean, it's mainly funny. And I was told, hey, share this on your little podcast.
Well, hey, speaking of scams and such, your buddy got scammed.
What?
Me.
You did?
Well, we had a little situation. If you are you completed?
I'm done with that, but that reminded me of something else. So I'll find it if we got time, but I want to hear.
Well, I went out to a movie with the woman with whom I live.
Mm-hmm.
The movie blinked twice, which very good. We liked it a lot. But it did. There was a little part of in my head that I couldn't concentrate on the movie because I just got scammed. So we go to the movie. We're in the line for the concessions. We want our little popcorn and our sody pop. And the lady in front of us was wearing an orange shirt and bright orange Cheetos pants.
Okay. So like
just to paint a picture for you.
Yeah.
She's dressed like a criminal, but a Cheetos one. And she's with
and hopefully soon we'll have a Cheetos
a Cheetos criminal running the town. So and we should be so lucky. This lady she's an older lady and she's with an older man, and I hear them talking. They're like, I think they said, yeah, theater's down that way, just to themselves. And then she kind of turns around and looks at us, and she goes, so where are you guys from? And we're like, well, here. It's just the local theater. We're not traveling to go see a movie, not out of town. It's just a weird question to ask. Mm-hmm. So already the little red flags start popping up. But she says, where are you guys from? Here. She's like, oh, well, cool. And we're like, and then she's like, gets very close to me and the woman with whom I live. And is like, look, do you think he's diabetic and he could have a diabetic episode, but I'm his caretaker. I take him to the movies on Tuesday because it's cheaper and the free popcorn. You know about the free popcorn? They're like, yeah, free popcorn. Yeah. She's like, but I didn't have the money for a sody pop and a Diet Coke for him and a Slurpee for me. And he's diabetic. He could have a diabetic episode at any point.
And you, because you need a soda pop too. This is what you should have done.
Well, so you
go,
She was saying all this, and I just start looking everywhere but her eyes.
Well, because you know something's.
Yeah, because you're lying to me.
Yeah,
you're in your little Cheetos pants, and you think you could get a Slurpee out of me. Mm-hmm. Well, you can, but. I don't say anything, praying to the God upstairs that the woman with whom I live will take this one. She wasn't going to. Normally she will, because she's better at doing that, of like maybe confronting, like the guy at Target. She's like, yeah, we're not really interested, that sort of thing. But no, mom is the word from the miss. So the lady's waiting on bated breath for an answer. So finally, I don't look at her ever again through the whole exchange, but I say, yeah, I'll get him a Diet Coke. And she's like, and a Slurpee for me. and I said, and a Slurpee for you. And she said, oh, thank you, bless your heart. Oh, thank you. All that, like, now it's a religious thing for her. God bless you for your thank you. So we get up to the thing and she gets her 2 free popcorns. They're like, anything else for you? And she's like, no. And then they just stand right next to us as we're ordering our stuff. I get this Coke and the Slurpee. And she's like, so what are you guys seeing? After I've agreed to it, she's like, so what are you guys seeing? We say blink twice. She's like, oh, we're seeing blink twice. I'm like, they're going to be sitting right next to us. But no, they were in a different theater. But then as I'm watching blink twice. Oh, and she was like, after I said, yeah, I'll buy him the Diet Coke. And she goes, and a Slurpee for me? I said, yes. She taps the old guy and is like, he agreed to buy a Coke for you. What do you say to him? And the guy's like, thank you. Like, I don't think anything was wrong with him.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, I know he's not about to have a diabetic episode because you wouldn't be at a movie.
And you'd probably have something on you just in case. Snickers bar.
Or go up to the counter and be like, hey, this guy's about to die if you don't get him a little sody pop.
And me a Slurpee. Well, we loved in Maxine. I think Mia Slurpee's been doing great stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
But then watching Blink Twice, which is like a dark satirical comedy.
And did you say it's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd check it out. I'd tell everyone to go check it out. Zoe Kravitz handles her debut directing with a je ne sais quoi that only a true artiste could. But as I'm sitting there, I'm just thinking, what should I have said? All that stuff. But also I'm thinking, how are they enjoying this? Mm-hmm. They're watching the same movie. Do they? Just a person that does that, that gets free stuff from people by preying upon their emotions. They're not understanding Blink Twice. And how do you just sit there and like feel good about yourself?
We got our free.
It just makes you question everything.
You gotta be. I mean, but it's hard because people can get pushy, especially there. Because I've also had someone follow me with the story of my kids are in the taxi cab.
Yeah.
You know, and then I said, nope, sorry. I was like, don't have any cash. And he goes, well, I can follow you to the ATM.
Yeah.
And you go, well, no. And then you're just like, no,
you
can't follow me to the ATM. I know we're walking together and we're alone, and I'm like, you're gonna rattle my bones or whatever. But like, well, I know you have a credit card. You go, okay, well, you got me there. And
yeah, I actually don't.
Because what do you do if they go, well, you're getting yourself stuff?
Yeah.
And then you are a dick. Because then you're just like, I'm getting myself a Slurpee and a Diet Coke.
And the 1% chance that he keels over.
Right.
And then it's my fault.
And then because you have to be like, we literally in our bank account only have enough for one large tub of popcorn, two movie tickets.
Yeah.
Like,
it's already the most like superfluous expense ever to go to a movie. Like, no one needs to go to a movie.
And did they do this when they were they in, like, they were up to order? So the person that was taking orders just was watching this happen?
There was a couple people in front of us, and then them, and then us. So
they knew. Because I was like, if you're working somewhere, aren't you supposed to be like, hey, what are you doing?
Well, that's what's because we had just gone out of town and we're eating outside a nice restaurant in downtown.
Oh la la!
A big city, downtown. The wind blowing through our hair under the beautiful skyscrapers.
How is your escargot?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. 1 star.
Heaven isn't too far away.
1 star. The the staff member didn't even seem like staff.
Microsoft Copilot, make me an image of the biggest, slimiest slug crawling into my mouth.
But there was like a pretty nice restaurant, but there was a homeless man that came by and was asking, or an unhoused person that came by.
Thank you.
And was talking to each table like, please, do you have $1? And this is, if I had cash on me, I would give that guy $1 because he was like, it's for the bus, please. Like, not even, I mean, he was a little pushy to some people.
Yeah, he's lying too.
Probably.
I'm hard.
I'd be more inclined to give that guy if I had cash. That's the thing. I don't carry cash. So this lady cornered me in a very public place. She knows I'm also going to be spending money here, and I have the money because it is an expense that no one needs to make. So it's not like we're all at the food line. And she's like,
she is.
God. But you know what I'm saying.
I know, but they know too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was praying.
And what if they're telling the truth?
What if they're that's the thing. So you always lead with kindness and lead with love, and then you bash them on your podcast.
Hey, at least it was a good movie. You can feel like you got your money's worth a bit.
Yeah, and I hope they did enjoy their Slurpee and their Diet Coke. I got them smalls though. You're not naming your size with me.
And I mean, if that was happening, and then you're sitting there and you're like watching the screen, and you're just hearing like the juice is loose, and you know you're sitting there for that movie, you're a little less like, okay, I feel like this maybe was a more expensive trip than I wanted to see this guy on the screen for 17 seconds.
Well, then I got to thinking, what should I say? And this is what I came up with, and I won't ever say this, but this is what I want to say. They start with their little story about, I'm having a medical event, what I want to say, and I hope someday I have the chutzpah to do it. I want to say, I'm going to give you the money, or I'm going to buy you the thing, but just tell me the truth. Do you actually need this, or do you just want it? Just tell me the truth. I'm doing it either way because you've already made me uncomfortable, and I just want this interaction to be over. And the easiest way, I have money, you don't, for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but you clearly lack something that I have, like common decency for one.
This is all happening in line.
They're just like, next, please, we can help you up here.
You're yelling at a Cheeto.
Just tell me the truth. Mm. You've already got me. I'm a sucker, okay? I'm going to do it. In front of all these people, you ask me a question. I'm not going to say no and cause a big scene. Just tell me the truth.
Yeah, I think I would say no.
Yeah. Well, you grew up in the big city. You kind of know.
I'm just used to, I mean, hey, look, when I was, and we're not going to get into this, but when I was in the big city and I had a roommate that had kind of never been to the big city, he gave so much money. And I was like, hey, you can't give everyone $5, dude.
No.
You can't do it.
No, you can't.
And I think there was an instance with that with someone where they were like, are you really going to use it for that? Or are you going to buy alcohol or whatever? And they're like, yeah. And they still gave it to him. But they're like, what?
But even that, like an unhoused person spending the money on alcohol.
Well, what else are you going to do? You're going to buy a house in 50 years? You're going to save up all that?
That's the thing. It makes more sense to me like, dude, you need this more than I need this. Spend it on whatever. That's sort of my mindset when it comes to that interaction. Mm-hmm. But this lady who's obviously a scam artist going to, like, she knows that her husband looks a little weird.
Right. So, he can't hear so well.
Yeah. So she's like...
Do you think they bought the movie tickets?
I don't know. Probably not.
I think that theater is pretty easy to... I've gotten in there no problem.
They probably just walked in.
And I've let them know once I got past... I was doing the To Catch a Thief thing with the house where they break in. I was like, hey, just so you know, I just broke in and saw 15 movies. What you should do is put a camera every 10 feet and have someone watch them.
Here's an idea. Have a person that looks at the tickets.
That would be a great, like, because they're all like that, where it's just unfixable for whatever reason. They should have a bar rescue for theaters. Oh,
I don't want theaters to change. I like to just walk in every once in a while.
Yeah, and it's fun.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, you got anything else? I've got something, but I think I can write it down for next week. It'll be a fun little thing for everyone.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I've got some more stuff for next week, but I think we ought to keep this one short and sweet, like our little friend, Sabs Carpenter.
Isn't that sweet? Isn't that so? Guess I'm a so espresso. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that so? I'm the me espresso.
Babe, I loved listening to you sing all the songs tonight.
You do?
Yeah, I really do. Look at me, I'm naked.
Thank you, baby.
I'm the Joker.
And I'm Sabs Carpenter.
That's been Krumholtz Unfiltered. We'll see you on the other side of the tracks.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.